Stop. Seriously, don't scroll. You didn't click this by accident. Your algorithm didn't just glitch. This video found you exactly like that weirdly specific meme that pops up right after your life implodes. You know the one. Most people think they're failing because they haven't reached the finish line. But what if I told you the wreckage you're sitting in right now is actually the construction site for the best version of your life? In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you how to turn your biggest disaster into your biggest advantage. We're breaking the loop, starting now. Think of your life as a high-budget movie where you're currently stuck in the dark night of the soul scene. You know the one, where the hero is sitting in the rain, everything is lost, and the sad music is peaking. In the moment, it feels like a tragedy. But if you zoom out to the director's chair, you see that this scene is actually mandatory. Without the wreckage of the first act, the triumph of the third act has zero emotional weight. You aren't losing, you're just building the backstory for the person you're about to become. Most people quit during the messy middle because they think the mess is the destination. Imagine if a baker threw away the cake batter halfway through because it looked like slop. That's what you're doing when you judge your life while it's still in the oven. The frustration you feel isn't a sign that you're failing. It's the friction required to generate heat. You have to be willing to look like a work in progress before you can debut as a masterpiece. Here's the secret. Clarity is a reward for action, not a prerequisite. You don't get the aha moment while you're sitting on the couch overthinking. You get when you're 3 miles deep into the forest and suddenly see the clearing. The friend who ghosted you, the job that fired you, the city that rejected you, those weren't walls. They were guardrails pushing you back toward the center of your own lane. Stop staring at the closed door and start looking for the breadcrumbs, because the map is being drawn in real time. Let's talk about the gift of desperation. When things are okay, you stay okay. You stay in the mediocre relationship, the soul-sucking 9-to-5, and the habits that make you feel like a zombie. Why? Because it's comfortable enough not to change. But when life finally hands you a rock-bottom moment, it does you a massive favor. It kills your options. Suddenly, staying the same becomes more painful than changing, and that is the exact moment the breakthrough happens. Think of a slingshot. To fire the stone forward with massive velocity, you first have to pull it back into deep tension and darkness. The further back you're pulled, the harder you're about to be launched. If you feel like you're under extreme pressure right now, congratulations, you're being loaded into the chamber. This isn't a breakdown. It's a buildup of kinetic energy. The world thinks you're falling, but you're actually just gathering the momentum needed to break orbit. It's also the ultimate BS detector. When the floor drops out from under you, you quickly realize who's actually on your team and which of your goals were actually yours versus the ones you adopted to impress strangers on the internet. Rock bottom evicts the fake version of you that was living for the applause. It leaves you with nothing but the truth. And once you're standing on the truth, you have a foundation that can't be shaken. You aren't being destroyed. You're being uncluttered. We've all seen that one friend who dates the exact same toxic person 5 times in a row, just with a different haircut. We laugh, but we're all doing it. Maybe for you, it's not romance. Maybe it's a cycle of Monday motivation followed by Wednesday burnout. Or maybe it's a cycle of saving money just to spend on something to numb the stress of making it. This is the autoplay loop. If you don't manually change the show, life is just going to keep playing the same episode of the struggle forever. The hard truth? The universe doesn't have a grudge against you. It's actually being incredibly patient. It's saying, hey, I'll keep giving you the same problem until you develop the skill to solve it. If you're struggling with the same level in the game of life for 3 years, it's not because the game is rigged. It's because you haven't learned the combo move required to get to level 2. The loop only breaks when you stop blaming the scenery and start auditing your software. Stop waiting for a new year or a new moon to change your life. Those are just calendar dates. Real change happens the second you say, I am no longer the person who accepts this. It's a binary switch. You have to stop trying to change and start identifying as a change. If you keep looking at your past to define your future, you're just driving a car while staring at the rear-view mirror. You're going to crash into the same tree every single time until you finally look through the windshield. Imagine you're trying to download a 100 gigabytes file on 1 bar Wi-Fi. It's frustrating, it's slow, and the estimated time remaining keeps jumping around. That is exactly what's happening in your brain right now. You're trying to process a massive life upgrade, but your current hardware is struggling to keep up. That ache in your chest or that feeling of being lost is just a spinning loading icon. Don't cancel the download just because it's taking longer than you expected. We live in a 10-second short world where we want the transformation before the first commercial break. But real, sustainable growth, the kind that create a legacy, is a slow burn process. You're currently in the silent phase. This is a part where you're working hard, doing the right things, but nothing seems to be changing on the outside. But underneath the surface, the roots are growing deep so that when the tree finally pops up, no storm can knock it down. Think about the obviousness of a finished puzzle. When you have 2 pieces, it looks like trash. When you have 500 pieces, it looks like a mess. But when you place that 1,000th piece, the whole image snaps into focus. You are currently at piece number 742. You can't see the sunset or the mountain yet, but that doesn't mean the picture isn't there. Trust the process of the assembly. One day soon, you'll look at your life and say, of course it happened this way. It couldn't have happened any other way. Look, most people finish this video, feel a momentary spark, and then let the autoplay of their old life take back over. Don't be most people. You now have the cheat code. You know that the wreckage is just a construction site. Rock bottom is your foundation, and the loop only breaks when you stop signing for the same old packages. The version of you that's been waiting to rise is already here. You just have to give them the steering wheel. So, take one tiny intentional action today that the old you would have been too scared to try, and watch how fast the universe starts rewriting your script. You're not just watching the Great Reset. You are the reset. Now, go show the world what happens when the protagonist finally figures out the plot. See you in the next video.